Now listen, Holly and I, when we first got married, we committed immediately and said, man, we are always going to bring our tithes and offerings to the Lord. Tithe literally means 10%. That's what the word means. And listen, I was a poor assistant youth pastor when I got married, and she was still a student in school. So I made about $24,000 a year, and that's what we had to live on. And there were months, there were weeks when I didn't know how the bills were going to get paid. But would you know that God always provided? We were never late on anything. There's always food on the table, and God always provided. Why did God always provide and bless us? It's because I believe we were obedient. We were always obedient to give our first and our best to the Lord, and that's never changed throughout our entire marriage, and God has always been faithful. Even through tough times, he's always been faithful. And listen, I'm not a prosperity guy. I'm not saying, man, you give your $20, your $100, your $1,000 tithe, and God's going to return that tenfold. No, that's not how it works. We operate out of worship and out of obedience, and because we are obedient, that automatically brings blessing. That's what follows obedience, church. Blessing always follows obedience. So God blesses us in all different kinds of ways. He blesses us in our relationships. He blesses us in our friendships. He blesses us in our families. God blesses us in all kinds of different ways. It's not that he's going to return your money to you, but you will see blessing, I promise. So I encourage you, if you haven't made that an act of obedience and worship in your own life, I encourage you to make tithes and offerings an act of obedience and worship and just see what God will do. This is the only thing in Scripture where God says, test me in this, church. Test me in this because I will prove myself faithful to you.